apologize for the the interruption. I find myself in the church and then someone comes in and I have to deal with them. Anyway, I come back to this, and again, the Apostle Paul says, don't you see how wonderfully kind, tolerant, and patient God is with you? See, it gives us a positive side. That God is kind, tolerant, and patient. Qualities that he has, that we need to recognize. And then he goes on to say, does this mean nothing to you? Challenges us to recognize the kindness of God, the tolerance of God. In the Authorized Version, it often says long-suffering of God. And then he concludes this section by saying, can't you see that his kindness is intended to turn you from your sin? His kindness is intended to turn you from your sin. You see, God is tolerant of us, but he wants us to turn away from the way that we've been going. Come back to him. Recognize that we are his, that we go his way. We learn to follow his rules. And as we are led by the Spirit, we move in that direction. So instead of being critical of others, we have to learn to see ourselves before God, that he sees us. We can put on a show. We can make ourselves look good. But in reality, God sees what's inside. He sees our hearts and sees the intents of our hearts. And he wants us to turn from the wrong way and move in the right direction. The early church was described as turning the world upside down. And isn't that what we need today? We need to turn the world upside down. It's upside down. Turning it upside down is putting it the right way. So be careful about judging others. Be careful about how you are quick to condemn. All of us need to examine ourselves and see. Make sure that we are in the right direction. Make sure that we are moving God's way. Paul, as he writes to the Romans, is straight with his talk. He is direct and challenges us. It's going to be interesting as we go forward. It'd be so good to be able to discuss these things. If we were able to connect via Zoom, we could interact. Other people could ask questions. But if you do have questions, please write to me. Please send me a note. Please share with me if you have some questions. If you want me to discuss something, please, because we're not meeting in person, it's more difficult. But I believe in these days we need to be open and keep turning our eyes on Jesus. Keep coming back to God. You know, I today connected with the son of somebody I had contact with many years ago. And it seems to me so often that I have memories of times past. But I'm discovering that many of my friends, many of the people that I had connection with years ago have already gone home. But God knows each of us. He knows what we need. He knows exactly how we can be helped. And so we need to keep turning to him. Remember, God loves you. He wants the best for you. That's why Jesus came. But he expects us, when we come to the cross, to turn away from the wrongdoing. Instead, to go his way. The psalmist often says, "Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me in the way everlasting." Many people have turned away from God, but he expects us and he calls on us to come back to him, to return to him. May we collectively be careful of judging others. Before we start looking at others, let's look at ourselves. I know I failed miserably in many instances, on many occasions, but I'm thankful, as the Apostle Paul puts it, for God's patience, for his tolerance, for what he describes as kindness, tolerance, and patience. God is with you. May you be blessed. May God help you to continue his way. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm sorry it was in two parts, but I'm sure you'll be able to connect and reach out. I will connect both together and post them later on today. Now I'll go and play a couple of hymns, and you can join me, and you can join in with singing as I play them on the piano. Thank you. Thank you.